Um, excuse me while I kiss the sky. Purple Haze. Remember that guy? Jimi Hendrix? I'm doing this video to remind myself to remember to do a video tomorrow in the morning because of I listen to songs. I love music naturally, or I play a love song that goes on forever, so I'm always playing love songs. I live in love songs, and those love songs go on forever. So I was going to share something about all my experiences. Well, I can't do that. That just goes on forever. But when you think of compression and expansion as mathematical spin ratio factors, when you're going to perform a mission or a job or while you're here, when you jump into a vampiric system, and I wanted to remind myself because I have experienced pure, internal, eternal, absolute love in my heart. And so I have such an enormous compassion of everything that I'm giving love to, which is in my mirror. And yet I knew as a child, for example, I'm putting it in a temporary space, like a temporary file, because you know that it's a finite file. And so you know why it's a finite file. And so I cry a lot because even though it's a finite file and it's a finite experience, because I already knew as a child, right, I'm going to experience things in my future that in order to experience the way those sequences are written as a file to maintain my purity, I was going to experience things that represent miasma possession that is very impure, although impure is impure. So you see how reverse flows work with that, like love and evil or evil. And so I was listening to some music, and these files, these temporary files, it's like looping, will come back. Because even though it's a finite temporary file, like putting it in Memory Plus, and then you're going to delete it and take it out of Memory Plus, and then it's gone. Because you have the command authority to do that. Right? Like you're the executive of your own software. Okay? The authority, right, of your filing system, which is you're writing a story, right? You're the director of the play, you're the screenwriter, you're the costume department, you're all of it, right? And that's what it's like to be on fire, and on fire to learn, and on fire to create, right? What kind of costume you want to design and wear today, right? And how all that works with your creative quotient, with your phasing speed or sensing capacitor levels of how electrically sensitive we are. So I was reminiscing about places that I knew that I was in that are like this camera. These moving pictures, as they say, are going to move very, very fast. It's like moving through time space at a very blistering pace, which means these are not going to last long, right? They're going to whiz right by. Yeah. And so when some of these files pop back up, and I think about how beautiful it was to experience it, because you're experiencing yourself in your own mirror, how beautiful it is to experience what love is in your own mirror, even though you know that these experiences are not going to last because of the speed at which you're completing a circuit. To maintain your purity, which is to maintain the identity, not only your filing system, but knowing who you really are. right? Because you have a love connection with your creator that goes on forever. Yeah. And so I wanted to remind myself, because when I have these experiences, if I don't remind myself to maybe open up a larger file share that's associated with that, because that's what I do. I share what I learned through my experiences. So I open up my book, because I'm an open book, because I'm an open heart. So you know what happens when your heart is fully open, right? No resistance to experience the truth and share the truth about what I learned, about what I experienced, right? Why we're all here. Because we're leaving a big record, right? And how that relates to the speed of learning to not repeat the same mistake twice. Because I can assure you that the grand creator spirit, God source, as they say, the prime creation substances of creation, does not make any mathematical errors, not one. Because the timing factor, which is the breathing factor, is perfect timing. There are no mistakes, which is absolute perfect structural, spiritual integrity in the filing system of the original intent of that creator, which is the grand creator, the grand design. Have a beautiful night. Kira Shea. Aya.